Dun. Welcome to this episode of Quantum Perspectives with myself, Iori, and my co-host,
Jason.
Well, if you've been listening to the previous episodes, you might be wondering, what is that quiet one of the hosts trying to dominate this episode? And it is because this is my final episode.
After 9 episodes, and we finally just got our guest last episode.
I know.
It's time to say goodbye. For now, I don't know how long, but at least for now, as far as I know, this is the last episode of Quantum Perspectives with myself, Jason, and your co-host, Iori. And we're gonna take this episode since we've been given such a chance, and the timing is perfect. We're both moving on to new opportunities.
Mm-hmm.
So we thought we'd look back on not only our 10 episode journey and what we've been doing throughout this whole time, but where are we heading to next? So, to start, Iori's back in Canada.
Yay!
Doing something new. That's not living in Canada because she's been here for school, but what brought you back here and what are you doing here now?
So this time I'm officially back, at least for a year, for work. This time. I've been here as a student before, but this time as a worker. And I started working in Mississauga. Is it okay to say this? It's kind of like personal information, but who cares? I work in Mississauga currently and working as a designer.
What kind of designer? Graphic designer?
Yes, graphic designer. I design stuff for mainly for social media posts, and I do video productions because it's the age of videos, right? So I make a lot of like short videos for marketing purposes. Any questions?
Yes, I do have a lot of questions. So when you say marketing materials, I'm guessing you're making posts, I guess, or designing posts.
Mm-hmm.
And for the videos, since we're in the age of TikTok videos or short videos or reels, is that what kind of content are you making, if I'm allowed to ask that?
So something I worked on recently, it was to showcase what our company did for certain events. So like our company does a lot of different designs, and it includes designing presentations. So I had to like showcase, basically like pick the best slides from all those presentation materials, and then make it into post with some video with it, so that people will know what kind of work we do. And another stuff will be like a teaser for event that client's gonna host soon. So yeah, I do something for my own company too, but for clients too.
Do you film the videos yourself, I'm assuming? Like, do you just use a phone and film clips, or how does your short video production work? Do you use Adobe Premiere by any chance?
Yes, I've been using Premiere.
That sounds very overkill, don't you think, for just short videos? Or do you think that's necessary?
I don't think necessary. Okay, so it kind of goes off topic maybe, but I was trying to learn a new Adobe software called Rush.
Yeah,
That's
Adobe Rush.
Yeah, that's like easier version of Premiere. But when I was watching the tutorial videos, I felt kind of bored. Plus, I know that it's potentially faster, but because I'm too used to Premiere, I kind of like Premiere more. So I don't know if I should invest more time to like learn the easier way when I know the like more difficult way, and I can probably work on it faster. So that's
You're not
something.
interested in CapCut, maybe? Do you know that other video editing software called CapCut?
No,
Oh, okay.
let me write that down.
Oh, that's generally what I see people use for TikTok videos. They're really good for transitions. It's mobile, so there's no file transferring required. Everything is, I guess, through local storage. And it's pretty useful, I'd say. I use it too. I don't produce any short videos on TikTok. I also use Final Cut Pro and Premiere Pro because I'm Mac.
Thanks for sharing this info, because I'm supposed to be doing more research on different editing softwares and let my boss know so that we can find the best way and like more efficient way to edit stuff. So thanks for
I'd
that.
say no problem. I'd say CapCut is, well, one, it's free. Two, I'd put it up there as one of my favorite tools for video editing on the go.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't seem to eat up as much energy as Premiere Pro. Yeah, Premiere. And you don't need a laptop. And for
That's right.
sorry?
Which is important. More transitions, presets.
Yes. And if you're all about, let's say, efficiency and cutting costs
Mm-hmm.
and getting content out fast, then I'd say CapCut is the way to go. I'm not sponsored, but I've just seen too much proof of it.
Spelling CAPCUT.
Yeah,
Am I right?
it's like capital cap, like cap, the hat, and then cut.
Okay, I'm gonna look it up later.
And have fun.
Yeah,
Someone in your expertise is gonna have lots of fun. But for me, it was just about short, like reels and short videos.
Mm-hmm.
I think I'm barely touching the potential of the app because I'm just doing very basic transitions and cuts.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not trying to make anything crazy yet. I might, depending on my circle, maybe. Once just another off topic. If I go into the JKT48 fandom and start creating like fan videos, I think I might get influenced because there's something I hope by joining the, how do I put it? Wait, they call it the WOTA group, WOTA, WOTA group. There are some really like media heavy WOTAs or fans, and I hope that by joining this, I want to say culture or community, that it can rub off on me and I too can learn. That's my hope.
Have I talked about this? I had this friend back in high school who was a huge fan of EXO.
Okay.
Back then. And she bought like really expensive Teppo camera. Have you heard of it?
What's
like
Teppo?
Camera with a really long lens.
I know Teppo type.
Yeah, like a gun. So like it looks like a gun, and we call it Teppo camera. But
for,
like just
like
to
fan
take
photos.
Yeah. Just
that's what I'm doing too.
Oh, cool.
I also did it because Uh, I've watched a lot of fan cam of like they call it off-air events, or I guess live performances, if that's how we use it in English. And I know I'm not going there to Asia for the sake of just doing fan culture. I understand that deep down to my bone. I understand I'm going there to work.
Yes.
I'm going there to learn new experiences. But if I see the wotas or the fans, what we call this is what I told someone at my church last Sunday. My secondary goal, maybe not my secondary because that means it's number 2, but non-logically, my first goal aside from work is to become a photographer.
I can imagine doing that.
Because there's a really amazing people that I finally made it back on Twitter, because that's where all the photographers operate.
I see.
And I was so excited because I may not end up being, I may not end up having the opportunity to go, let's say, like a lot of times, but I'm an event photographer. I belong in that environment. That's what, I don't know. It's like fish finally meeting water again. When I see perform, because my photography career started in like theater or performance, and then sports. But now I do I'm not disappointed, but now I mostly deal with church services and more how should I put it, like couples, portraits, weddings. I'm not saying they're not exciting. It's just lighting wise or performance, like what's it called, subject wise, they're not always as dynamic as a dance performance, let's say. And when I saw this video on TikTok where they said, what you don't see at JKT48 events, they pan on this. You see the stage, they're all performing. You see the phone pan, and all you see is all your tepo camera people.
Right.
All these photographers. Some of them have stools. Some of them have like on stands, and then you have a video tripod just recording fan cam. And I realized, and after a while, you recognize, like, I know that person. Oh, this is that person's video. Oh, that's the face to the video. And not really off topic, but I start to really appreciate, wow, these people don't get paid. Like, maybe they get paid for the views on YouTube, but wow, that's what I want to do when I don't have work. I want to go, and I'm going to, because I'm working on video, but I don't want to get better photos. But I also want to, develop a steady hand, clearly, because fan cam.
I'm so happy that you found something you want to.
I know. I mean, I enjoy my professional work here, but how should I say it? Hobbies are they're hard to kill. Some of something that I've been wanting to do. And what I like to do and what I like just lines up.
Yeah.
And of course, if, let's say, the internship works out, but maybe they don't want to keep me, I don't know. And then or let's say, I get noticed or scouted by the management team of JKT48, and they're like, do you want to be one of our documentary staff? I'm like, lower pay, but higher satisfaction? For sure.
Yeah.
Because they went to, I'm not really keen on traveling, but they went to Tokyo for some projects. They went to, where did they go? Do you know Small World in Japan? It's a small miniature.
Small World?
Yeah.
Like
So-
the attraction in Tokyo Disneyland? No, never mind.
No, so they have things like they have the Osaka airport miniature design. They have the Evangelion or Evangelion
Oh, that sounds
miniature.
interesting.
Yeah, so it's literally you're a giant in that place because everything is built small.
Mm-hmm.
And then they went to of course Team Labs. They went to
Mhm.
Team Labs. I've never been to Team Labs, but I'm interested in going. But I don't know, even I recently talked to my brother too, and he asked me, "Are you done with your K-pop phase?" Because even back then when I was still, I'm not saying I'm done with K-pop, but when I was more immersed in K-pop, I love watching the backstage, the behind the scenes or making of music videos because I love the documentation part of it.
Right.
I thought, oh my, I'm not saying it's such an easy job, but all you have to do is record, hold it
Mhm.
still, and ask questions.
Mm-hmm.
And I've always wanted to do that. That's what I'm planning to do by the time this episode comes out, the event already passed, but our church is having an anniversary event soon. It's having their birthday soon, but I'm not going to, I want to make a video. So I'm gonna, use a shotgun mic and just record video and make a film out of it instead of taking photos because update, there's 3 photographers who will fill in my position because I'm that big. No, not because there's just so much gap to fill. I'm not to be bragging about it. Also because I appreciate it because it takes 3 to do it now because you
Mhm.
can't be everywhere. And I don't expect everyone to be running a marathon every time there's a big event.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I did. Every time they get a bit discouraged, I just say, I did it alone and you have 3 people. I don't know what you're complaining about. Like, you just need to work it out. You have a team now. Back in my days, I have to run up and down the stairs. I have to be everywhere. And yet I'm still the same size. But they're really nice. I want to say some of them are. Most of them are. They gave me such a hard time last month. So we had an Easter event, right? And
Mhm.
the last time I was editing from 4 cameras
Oh, wow.
because I'm one and then there's 3 of them.
Uh-huh.
And because maybe, I don't know why, maybe you can tell me what's wrong with me or sorry, what the problem is with me.
Mm-hmm.
For efficiency sake,
Mm-hmm.
I have to deliver it within 1 day, all the photos.
Mm-hmm.
Because you want to eat your food while it's still hot unless you ordered ice cream. So you want it while it's still fresh. You want the photos or the whatever products to come out. So people, maybe you feel the same way about your events with your company and your clients.
Yeah.
You won't want this is what I learned from UTSC. But UTSC said 1 week. I'm like, 1 day, you mean? Or like 1 hour? But I can't do 1 hour because I'm getting old now. Also, because it's like 2,000 photos. I can't sort it. This isn't like UTSC's concert where you can get it done the next day or something like that. So what ended up happening is I edited the photos and I delivered it. I was going to deliver at 2 a.m. But then my friend said 2 a.m. and 2 p.m. doesn't make a difference to them. And I thought, because no one's going to care if it's 2 a.m. or 2 p.m.
Uh-huh.
So I ended up delivering at 2 p.m.
Okay.
But then, so my question is, do you think it's wrong for me to take it all on by myself, the editing and delivery, because I want to deliver the photos fast? Because I'm not saying this bad. I'm not trying to talk badly, but it's because some of them are not the fastest at delivering photos. It's like sending me the files. So I'd rather just take it all, give it to me. I'll just handle it all, break my back so I can fulfill my ego or fulfill my mission to deliver the photos as quickly as possible.
I don't see any issue with that though. Because you're happy when you're working on those like editings, right? Although like it might make you tired, but like I'm sure you're happy in that moment when you're working on it, aren't you?
Yes.
Because like I can kind of relate. Because for like past few weeks, I had to like edit a lot of stuff, and like none of them were like in rush. But I always like want to get things done faster.
Yes.
So I really like kept working and almost like forgot to eat lunch. So my boss was like, don't forget to take your lunch break and stuff. But I'm not doing that because like I want to be approved or anything. It just makes me happy and satisfied. Plus, I really love what I'm doing. So I'm like, wow, I'm doing what I want to do and like learning what I want to like learn, like those skills, editing, and still getting paid. I'm like, is this okay? Like, I'm too blessed right now. So yeah, I don't see any problem with that though. Of course, like, if it goes too much and like making you sick or something, you might need to rethink. But as long as you're happy with that, I think it's all good.
Because the reason why I wanted to edit it myself, aside from because I'm used to it, is because it was my last time. Officially or formally, that was my last time scheduled to document.
Mm-hmm.
And so I thought, and I asked each of the team members, do you want to edit it yourself and send it to me, or would you like me to just collect it, take it off your hands, edit it, and then put it in order and send it off? Because I don't know if I'm babying them, or perhaps because I know how much of a hassle or how much time consuming it might be. Because think of it this way. You're taking, I don't know how, I'm going to assume you don't have much idea about how different each camera photos look. But the computing is different. Let's just try to keep it simple. So how each camera brand computes or how should I put it? Processes the same scene. They all look different in a way. And my job is to collect all of it and make it all look uniform.
Using Lightroom or something?
Yeah, it's just I just have to edit them to make it look like the same person took all of them.
Okay, yeah.
So that way there's less, because I don't want people to be discriminated against. Because if you can tell whose photo, maybe you know who took what photo as the person being taken a photo of. But I don't want people to know, oh, person C took this. Let's not use person C for events like this. Right? That's the whole point is I'm marketing my team. I want people to see that. I mean, my ego is very upset with this because you're being replaced by 3 people. Aren't you worried? I mean, my pride and ego is telling me, can they? I mean, I'm me.
Yeah.
But
taste and brand. So
I'm not too concerned about being replaced. I'm happy that maybe replace is the wrong word here. I don't want to be replaced, clearly. And it's just how the situation works out. I'm not here and I want the documentation standard to still be somewhat close to what it's been up till now. Unfortunately, I'm not here much. That sounds really sad, but I'm not here much longer. I won't be around to help guide them for too much longer. When by the time this episode comes out, even less time. But so I'm trying my best right now at the time of this recording to give them as much information as I can, because I've been doing this in the same space for plus years, nothing has really changed. Like the spaces look the same, the lights are still the same, the people are different. Like you just figure things out. And I think my time as work study at UTSC, because I get sent to so many different rooms at UTSC, especially the LLBT, the theater.
Yeah.
Oh, that room is hard because
Really?
everything happens. Because I'm so happy that I get to go to. I went to 2 shows, the rehearsal of 2 shows, and like there's stage lights. There's all these like the really like like how the stage lights, spotlights, and then suddenly you have all these RGB luminescent, like RGB lights that
Oh, right.
people suddenly are blue, then they're red, and then you're like, how do I even correct this later on? You just think in the back of your mind. And the place is dark. If let's say, you have a really contrasting scene, there's not much light. How do you even document something like this? How can you document something your camera doesn't see? And you have like in an instant, because they're only doing one run and you only have that one shot. But my team, they're all having fun, and I think that's what I'm trying to adjust to. It's a bit new to me because I'm a bit more Sparta raised and trained
person. Yeah, I think so.
Because when I start, I'm self-taught. I didn't really have anyone to teach me except my parents, who when I take photos at church and document, not my current one, but when I still was learning about 2011 to 12, I started taking like documenting in churches, and they'll say, why is there this person getting cut off? Why is there so much headroom here? Why don't you why are the feet missing when you're taking group photos? You should have a full body photo. Or I don't know if you're the type to, let's say if you get photos of you and then you zoom in straight away to see, is it sharp? Because you might see photos and then you zoom in, like it looks sharp, but when you zoom in, it's not sharp at all. It's just slightly off. But to the average people, you can't tell. So I started, one of my supervisors at UTSC called me meticulous. I did not know. Oh, no, is it perspicacious? Is it meticulous? Sorry. I need to look up this word right now. Perspicacious. Perspicacious. Having a ready insight into and understanding of things. So I'm meticulous, as in very detailed. Perspicacious, meaning I don't know why, but you just know a lot of things and you're ready to give insight. Maybe that's from the anxiety part, where I feel the need to know and be ready for anything. So I need to know a lot of things.
I think that's helping you. Don't you think so?
But our video professor said it's because you worry too much that you're scared of a lot of things. But in my mind, it's because I'm worried so much, I prepare more. I need to push more, because that way I want to prove to myself that I use it as a spring. I want to say that. I want to use it as a boost. At least that's how I intended it to use it. But yeah, this year has been only new experiences for me.
In terms of?
I now can say I have a healthier relationship with my friends from church, specifically, maybe because it's really convenient because I see them on Sundays. I don't have to go out, make the effort to hey, can you have time on this? Can we meet on this day? It's just every Sunday, I will most likely see that person.
Mm-hmm.
Just like how back then when we were all in school, it was easy to meet all of you because I just figured, oh yeah, maybe we don't even have classes together, but since most of us live quote unquote on campus anyways, we're there even if we don't have anything to do. Just because, I don't know, it just feels like home. For some of us, that office was my home. So I started, I think from on my side of the story, I started developing a much more healthier and much more, it's hard for me to say this, but very loud friendship dynamics with people.
Nice.
They're so noisy, some of them. And like one of our listeners who feels like they know you quite well by now. So loud. Like so dynamic and loud. Like, but then, I can be like that too, but then it makes me wonder, maybe you've heard this before or not. Sometimes it's the loudest and happiest people on the outside that somehow they're just different on the inside.
Is it? I've never heard of that.
No. It's the happiest people that sometimes it's the happiest people that have gone through the most, but you just don't show it.
Oh yeah, I've heard of that kind of thing.
So I'm worried if it's that kind of situation.
For her?
Yeah. But other than that, I think I've exhausted a few listeners. Like the listening type of listeners. And I worry that, is this a repeat of Iori's situation where I'm going to lose one person who, the more I talk with them or to them, the more I drain their energy.
But don't worry, it's not like you're losing me, okay? I'm just like quitting this partially because like I realized that I'm not really used to this, plus because of work.
I know. But
don't take it too personally.
But I've had people come up to me, and this is still weird. So this is still it still feels new to me where some people have asked me if you need someone to talk to, we're here. What does that even, I don't know. I'm not used to hearing that, but so I don't even know what that really means. Is this a trap, as we said in episode 1? Maybe this is just a trap. They want something because they said the magical words, I'm here if you need me. For what? Like, what do I need you for? What do you want from me?
Maybe you don't need any others. That's probably the answer. I don't know.
Because there was a time, I think last month, where I couldn't sleep. I really couldn't sleep. I sometimes I'd sleep, but I'd feel so tired. And
yeah.
I don't have an Apple Watch like you, but I have a similar watch that tells me how I sleep. And it tells me, oh, you slept this much, but it's like poor recovery or restless. So it started affecting, I thought to myself, as long as I can perform my tasks, it doesn't matter. Like let's say a schedule.
You're back at it again.
Exactly. I thought to myself, as long as you perform your task, it shouldn't matter. It should not affect your schedule. Let's say you have to, like on Monday, like let's say on Tuesday, like it's Monday, and then tomorrow on Tuesday, I couldn't sleep, but I have to, let's say I'm meeting you. Regardless if you feel tired or not, that's your schedule. You have to perform your task. You already set the schedule. You have to fulfill your role. You have to, you have to fulfill your mission for the day. no matter how you feel, you have to entertain or be a good host. And then let's say it's a full day, you have work,
Mm-hmm.
then, and maybe you're feeling really grumpy, but then, it's such a happy event. Let's say somebody's getting married, it's a wedding. You can't go around like, okay, stand here, smile. I can't do that. You have to do your job no matter how tired you feel, because that's what you're supposed to do. That's what they paid you to do. So that went on for like almost 4 weeks, or I guess 1 month. Just countless, every day I slept, but then I wake up feeling really tired. I don't know why. But there were some people they liked and subscribed to my story. Every Sunday they would ask, like, how are you feeling? I was like, I've been better. It's like, still not sleeping? I'm like, no. It's like, maybe try taking the religious part out, the religious answers out of it. They just say, if you feel lonely, you want to talk to someone. Like, I can only speak for myself, but I'm here. I thought, yes, you are. But is it if you like? I'm ready to put down what I'm doing. I'm not trying to make fun of them by saying this publicly. I want to share how heartwarming, but I was just so out of it that I couldn't really process it 100% purely.
Mm-hmm.
They said, I'm here for you. I'm here to listen. I'm here if you want to share. If you want to meet in person, which in my mind, no. Like, I'm okay with meeting you at church on Sundays. It's okay. I like to stay at home. They said, I can come to Toronto if you want. I thought, it's okay. It's okay. Because I'm just comfortable at home. I'm more of the calling and texting or messaging type, because one, it's less energy consuming, I want to say. But of course, there are people who are the face-to-face type, which I respect. Then I know I'm supposed to meet you too before I go, but we'll see about that. I will adapt to the situation.
Understand you totally.
It's not because I don't want to see you in person.
Yeah, you're just like too tired to like even plan and like meet in
No,
person.
but then it makes it sound like you're not worth my energy and time. That's what I don't want people to think.
No, like I understand that, so that's fine. I'm kind of like that too. I kind of like talking like this right now, remotely.
So, because how should I put this without being rude? It's because I can talk for as long as I want, and I don't have to think about going home.
Yeah.
That's the part. Let's say we go downtown.
Mm-hmm.
I still have to think. I still have to go home, and it's gonna take me like an hour, if not more. That's gonna be exhausting, because I'll be exhausted by the time I'm not because I'm tired talking to you, but because I spent so much energy, my social battery, just talking. And let's say you're not the recharging type. Like, let's say talking to you doesn't recharge me. How am I gonna get home? I'm gonna be so grumpy and like so tired on the way home.
Yeah.
People will ask me like, "Did you just meet your friend?" Yeah. Like, then why aren't you like energized? I don't know. It's just one of those times. But recently, I came across someone who from UTSC who were like, yeah, I'm like that type too, but I understand given the situation that I might not see you again. I was willing to risk that, so that one, they're not they're not that good with the cold. And this was last month where it was like, it wasn't that bad. It was like 8, 11.
Mm-hmm.
But it was during Sakura season.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if you saw my photos, but
I saw.
I finally redid my cherry blossom or Hyde Park video, and
Mhm.
I'm 90% proud with it, and I fulfilled my goal.
Did you see I went to Hyde Park too?
Yes,
Maybe like the day before you went or something.
I saw it, and I'm like, you went with our other friend, and
Yeah.
I thought, wow, man, if I went the same day as her, I'd have to stay so much longer.
True.
Cause then you were with our other friend. I thought, if I got stuck there, one, I would miss so many photos because I know myself, I would end up
Mhm.
talking and catching up,
Mm-hmm.
and I wouldn't get those photos with those empty like spaces, which was already hard enough to even going on a weekday. It wasn't that bad. It's just once all the I'm not talking bad. Once all the couples and the cosplayers came, it was
Mhm.
game over for me and my friend.
Wait, were there cosplayers?
When I went, they were so oh my gosh, they were so pretty. They were wearing school uniform.
Mhm.
They brought a ladder,
Mhm.
and I don't know if the photographer, the partner, or whoever brought like a full-on reflector with one hand, camera in one hand, and I thought,
What?
this guy or this girl is definitely getting a photo with nobody around them because they're on a ladder and the
Right.
trees right behind them. I thought
What?
I was gonna do the same, but then my sister, my friend told me, why would you carry something so heavy around?
Uh-huh.
And I thought, no, yeah, they're right. But then when I arrived there, I wish I brought a ladder. Because, there's rules saying you can't touch the cherry blossoms. I didn't even pull it. I just touched it just to
Mhm.
make it look so I don't look like a robot. So I just touched it, and like I see someone else bringing it down. No problem. I touch it. Excuse me. Can you please please get your hands off the branches? Oh, what? My mind.
Wait, I think I accidentally touched because I was trying to smell the flowers. I like smelling flowers. Like, oops, sorry. I didn't
But
bring
no,
anything.
but what I thought was unfair is how come all these, no offense, all these Asian moms and aunties can pull the whole branch down because they're not that tall. But once I touch it, I just touch it just to make, for action. They're like, oh, excuse me, don't touch it.
I think you manifested that situation because you're very conscious of it. And those moms, they probably don't know that they're not allowed to do that.
It's on a banner. I don't know what where
Never
are
mind.
these, like, my question is, where are all these volunteers when all these people are bringing the whole branch down? And then when it's my turn to take a photo, excuse me, don't touch the branches, please.
Maybe you look like the one who would listen to them. And those moms, they're like, mm, they're not really the type who's gonna listen.
Okay, so
I'm
so
just saying.
the
No.
moral of the story is, my friend was so kind to say, be given the situation, I was willing to go out even if it was cold.
Mhm.
And I thought, that I believe. Because that I promised them in 2018 or 19 that one day, because UTSC, we have sakura trees, cherry blossom trees too. They're just really sad and skinny.
Yeah.
So I did it. I think I took photos with them in 2018 when I was trying out this Fujifilm camera for the first time.
Mm.
I sold it. It wasn't for me. It's okay. I liked it though. I wish I kept it though. But we took photos, and then it would look really sad. And I told her, there's Hyde Park downtown. And like, oh, we should go one day. Fast forward for 5 years, we finally went. But
so your first time? Going to Hyde
This
Park?
is my third time actually.
Oh,
First time, I don't know. Have you seen my Hyde Park video? My very first one. It had a song called Kokorodashi on it.
I only watched the recent ones though.
Okay, I will send you the one I made before.
Okay. Let's do. Thank you.
I hope you have enough energy after this recording to watch it.
I have enough energy for that.
I remade it actually because back then the first video I made, my first like good professional so-called like cinematic video, because back then I was more photographer than videographer, and now I mean I still took more photos and videos because I just thought it'd be better for me to take more photos and videos for it. There's so many people there were so many people there by the time I wanted to take. I thought there were too many people to take videos of. I should have done it backwards. I should have done videos first and then photos. I did it backwards. Because I didn't come with just my friend. I was with my sister and her fiance too. So we had to do all the photos. Group photos. So make sure I don't get in trouble, so I take photos of my family too. I had to do my job.
I see.
But yeah, so the very first video I made, I literally took like 4 or 5 clips, and I just slow-moed everything. That's my first. That's the first time in 2019 when I went there for the first time. That's the video. It's just 100% shampoo commercial.
Oh, I can imagine that.
And then I think 2021, I remade it. I cut it and then I reused some scenes and I put the song Kokoronashi. I don't know the English. No heart. I don't have a heart. No heart, I guess. I was just reliving a memory. And so this year I made a new video. And this time I brought all my expertise and experiences. And oh my gosh, well, the model helps. If you haven't checked it out, it's on my YouTube. It's not on my Jasoto YouTube. Sadly, I don't have a Jasoto YouTube. But if you find my main account and then you find my sub account and then you click on the YouTube link, it's there.
I watched your YouTube one too, I think. Wait, I need to save my birthday wish video later. Is that okay if I download the video you made for me?
Yes, you should download it before I delete it.
Okay, I'll do that later.
Well, where was I? But sorry, that we went really, really off track with what you're doing here. But what am I doing? Not that anyone asked.
Should I ask? What are you doing? He said.
So in exchange, since while Iori came back to Canada, I am leaving Canada. I don't know temporarily. So far, it's still temporarily. It's not 100% for good, but there's a new opportunity waiting for me back in Indonesia, and I'm really happy. Honestly, I'm happy, but right now I'm more nervous because I don't know what's going on. What am I gonna be doing, or if they'll even like me at this studio that I'm going to work at. But 100% sure, I'm excited to learn more. I'm excited to learn more skills and maybe become more extroverted.
Do you want to elaborate on more, like exactly what kind of work? You say you're not really sure, but like to the extent you know already.
I know that I'm going to be working on weddings and maybe more commercial projects such as food.
Mm-hmm.
That's all I know. And I believe so far that it might not be only in Indonesia. Let's say if the client wants us to go somewhere else, maybe if they choose to bring me, I can also go overseas. So recently there was there's this ramen place called Ramen Ya, so or ramen store, literally
Very
translated.
straightforward.
And they have a project where they brought the team to Japan,
Oh, I see.
and I kind of want to go too because
Mhm.
I can speak Japanese. Why not? Also, but I think most of the work will be based in Indonesia itself.
Mhm.
Even if that's like it might not it'll be in the country, I think, for the most part. But let's say at the end of my time there, internship, if by the end of my internship they want to keep me or they want to hire me officially, then I might just come back, get my stuff, sort things out, and go straight to work. Go over there. Then I'm moving for good and saying goodbye to North America. Unless, let's I was joking with a few people. If I move there and then I meet someone and I end up I end up marrying them and they're like, "Oh, I always wanted to live in Canada." Oh man. I just left that country. You want me to go back?
What would you do? Like, will you convince them to like stay or like?
I don't know if I'll get like residency again since I just gave it up.
Mhm.
But honestly, with how the situation is looking here, I think it might not be too safe on the west side. That's just my opinion. And because of the currency difference, I think it's also much cheaper to just live there in Indonesia. So,
It's same with Japan though.
oh really?
Yeah.
Isn't it more expensive to live in Japan?
Well, like maybe if it's in Tokyo, it might be expensive, but Gunma, where I'm from, everything's still cheap, and they come in like for food, they come in big portions. So I'd say in terms of like how easy it is to live, I'd say Japan's much better. But because I have work permit, right? I didn't want to lose chance to like be able to apply to PR. So, you know, that's how I came to this conclusion to work in Canada for at least a year.
So moving on to then, what do you think you're gonna be doing moving forward? And of course, I'll answer this question too because I also ask myself that whenever I think about that I'm moving, I might be moving for good. This is the start of a new chapter that honestly, I think right now all I'm doing is being prepared for the life that I might be, the new kind of lifestyle that I'll be living when I move.
Mm-hmm.
I think also the reason why I can remain quiet and reserved here is because I've been here long enough to feel the need to not be so in I don't feel the need to have initiative to talk to people, specifically in my church circle, because I know who they are. I've already established my identity, so I don't need to try hard to reach out. But when I move to a new country, I mean, not really new country, but when I move to a new community where nobody knows me and I don't know any of them, I now ironically feel that I want to reach out. I want to get to know you. Well, let's hang out. Let's meet outside. Not to fight, but like let's go to eat or drink or something. Or preferably a photo spot because I like that. I like photo spots. But I think right now I'm just being prepared and I know I'm not doing amazing, but I'm trying my best to be more, how should I put it? To start more conversations as best as I can.
Mm-hmm.
Because, or maybe because of the kind of work that I'm also in, that I need to be more sociable. I need to be more open and engaging, because I feel that if I don't talk to more people, or in this case, practice talking to more people,
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna have a hard time dealing with people or clients who may come from an even wider array of backgrounds. But that's what I'm thinking that's how I see myself when I move to and I get work experience, because I job shadowed 3 jobs when I was there last year, and it opened my mind quite a bit, and it rubbed off on me. My training officer, uh, he talks so much, and the clients love him because it's just the way he faces and engages his clients is like Tokyo Disneyland. I've never seen this. That's my comparison.
Like professional service provider type of
And
like
but like
entertainer.
it's like 100% too positive.
Mm-hmm.
You know, have you seen the staff who work at like Disney, Tokyo Disneyland, or
Yeah.
Universal? They're just so like, hello, or how are you so happy?
But they're supposed to, right?
I know, but
They're to have fun.
this one, I mean, granted, he's been doing this for 15 over years, so there's a lot of experience behind all this. But at the same time, skill isn't everything. I think when it comes to dealing with couples,
Mm-hmm.
it comes down to character as well. Or, well, my hope is that as I spend more time working with him and his team, that I too can learn. I can still change. That's my hope for myself. But what about you? Where you said you're here for 1 year for now, but what's after that?
So I'm hoping they're gonna allow me to extend my work permit, because that'll raise my chance to get PR. So in that case, I might be able to extend for like another year or another 1.5 year something. So in that case, I'll probably keep working here. And for my artist practice wise, once I get more used to my current work, I'm hoping to apply to like few, shows if there are any opportunities available, because my goal is to like keep balance between my work and then my artist practice. So, and for now, I'm focusing on work until I get used to it. But, once I get settled, I'll keep making videos every month though. But other than that, I really wanna, how can I say? I wanna interact with other artists more, cause
Like Lana, maybe?
yeah, cause it just feels different when you talk to artists. Do you feel the same?
Well, depends who you want to compare to. Like, if we're talking about a professor, then we're a bit different.
Our performance prof, she was back in town recently.
Went to our live performance, right?
Yeah. And I saw few people that we both know from the same department, same program, and I really like the overall experience and like feeling that UTSC community again. But like I'm not saying like just limited to people from same school, but in general, I'm interested in meeting other artists. For now, it's not like I have a specific purpose, but like I simply want to meet them and interact with them because it makes me happy. If I need to go back to Japan, I want to start my own artist residency or like similar opportunities for like artists abroad as well, because I realized that there are galleries in my hometown too, and my hometown's trying to make them into like city of art or something.
What?
They're trying to do that. Maebashi City. They're trying to. They've been working on it for past few years or maybe more than few years, but so I thought maybe I can look for cause a lot of main streets are really like vacant. Is that the word?
Vacant?
Yeah, like not many people are there and a lot of stores are closed. So it's usually cheaper to like rent those places, and if I can present them my plan, they might support me because my purpose and their purpose kind of matches, right? Try to make the place more artsy and potentially getting more people visiting from overseas, because a lot of people in my hometown are pretty old, so it's hard to find new customers, like potential customers. It's not gonna grow unless we look at people visiting from overseas, I guess. And COVID restrictions are getting loosened. So anyways, we never know what's gonna happen.
Maybe this is empty words. I don't know. Please do let me know. But I hope that I can one day, the same way as how I ended up being able to support my fashion friend. So in the same way, I hope that I can support you, even though I'll be far, even though it'd be like, even if it's through donation or fundraising, that I hope I can be part of your long-term mission.
Thanks for saying that. I want to be the same for you.
Maybe if you're in Japan, you can be my guide.
Yeah, definitely. Translator. But
I don't know if I need
no need translate it. You're good already.
No, I have social anxiety and I can't ask for the bill when I eat in Japan. I don't know if I should say ごちそうさまです or お会計ください.
But it's not really like a table check thing in Japan, right? You just go to the cashier and pay.
Really?
Yeah.
Even at the ramen places?
So ramen places, depending on the ramen shop you go to, it really differs, but a lot of them, especially if it's like a really busy ones, you have to buy those tickets first.
No, not that one. Not that one. Not the one where you buy first and then you hand them and then it's like, oh, this is your one. It's when it's the very like old style. I say old as if I live there, but it's the very older ones where you just go in, you open the sliding door Go there and you sit at the bar and you just order.
Like midnight diner type of place. You probably just put money there and leave. I don't know. I don't really go to those places myself, so.
I have not been to the one where you buy the ticket first and then you just eat. I haven't been there yet.
Oh.
I gave up and I decided to buy onigiri at the convenience store because my social anxiety caved in. I was like, I can't do this. Because as we were trying to buy the ticket, the staff came out from the door from inside. I'm like, no.
But don't worry, because in most of the restaurants, like even smaller ones, they have little bell thing. So you just call it and then the server is gonna come. Because don't worry, a lot of Japanese people are having social anxiety, I think, compared to the West. There are a lot of socially awkward people, including myself. So they need some tool to call people.
That's why I think I'd rather go to one of those like robot cafes.
Yeah. Or like sushi restaurants. Not the fancy ones, but with like turning tables. Yeah.
But I don't know, maybe once I'm done my training in anime language, once I've done my training in the mountains somewhere in Asia, I'll be a changed person. I'll come back and I'll be, not to stereotype, but I'll be so westernized, just go up to people like, hi, and then hug. Not even like, oh, hello. I'll be so loud. Maybe I'll forget because of the circle that I'm in. Because the studio circle, the community, they're so chill.
Yeah.
And they're just so, I really like them. I don't know them well enough yet to say this, perhaps, but from what I've experienced, they're so vocal about everything. Maybe because it's mostly like all guys, but because the faster you say it, the faster we can solve the problem. So there's no need to, because let's say if you have uncertainties or maybe you don't like something, maybe professionally you should hold it in, of course, but
really,
I
should you hold it in? Really?
I don't know.
Continue.
But I think the mindset is, if you have a problem, let's talk it out. The faster we get it solved, the faster we can get more work done. So I really like how vocal the group is. I envy that. Maybe I should be like that too. Maybe then I won't self-destruct so often or burn out if I just say what's on my mind. Like if you have something that, let's say, I don't like what you said to me, but it's okay, it's not worth it. I'm not gonna see Iori again. I don't know, maybe it's not worth it.
But studio people still say it, you're saying?
Yeah, the studio people are like if you care enough, because you work together as a team and you don't want any bad relationships or anything, then you're all friends. You shouldn't. Don't make such a big deal out of it. Just talk it out. Because chances are it might be my misunderstanding anyway.
Yeah.
And not every. I have some friends like this too, but they can't tell where the line is. So it might be just my misunderstanding too.
I was wondering, like,
yes,
reflecting on all the episodes, or like how this podcast started.
This sounds really sad.
Do you think that whatever quantum Zen way of thinking has helped you or has been helping you?
Oh,
Because this is like the most important thing about this podcast, right?
yes,
At the end of
yes.
the day. So,
If I had an honest answer for our listeners, I don't know if it helped anybody,
mhm,
but what I can say is for me, it was the spark. So it just started the fire.
mhm,
You know, I feel, let's think of this. We're visual people. Let us think.
mhm,
Since, let's say, you start a fire the traditional way, you use wood or a spark. You just light a fire.
mhm.
But you still need to blow at it to make it bigger, the fire. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, I
So your this the theory for me is only the start of it. And like you said, the theory, like I can only say, I can only change your mind, like tell you and what's it called, respond to what you say.
mhm,
I can only try to change your way of thinking by introducing this theory to you, but it's up to you to put it to practice. The effort is 100% on me.
mhm,
So for me, yes, it did help. I mean, look where I am. Of course, I'm not saying 100% credit to what's called quantum physics, quantum theory,
mhm.
and you clearly a major part. But how should I put it? I don't know what the ratio is, but is it like a 60-40? Because it did come from you, but the practice and application is still on me. The short answer is yes, it did help.
That's good to know. I was kind of concerned if the listeners understand what we were trying to do, because it's not like we've explained about the theory or the way of thinking, like very clear way. So it was more like like through our conversation and this process, I hope them to understand our vibe, and then that leads to like understanding our way of thinking and how it contrasts, right?
From what I gathered from talking to a few people, it seemed more like it was just a podcast where two people talked about some commonalities and differences they have.
Mhm.
So in that sense, I don't know if anybody saw it as more than just, oh, one of my friends are having a podcast. Let's listen to it.
Mhm.
But if I can take something more skill set wise away from this podcast, I learned how to edit audio a bit better.
That's good.
I hope I can apply this to my future endeavors. And I don't know, I might start my own and embark on my own podcast journey too.
Yeah.
But I don't know if we really got off topic, or we even, sorry, I don't know if we even stayed on topic, but I think this is a really fitting end for our podcast, as we're just saying goodbye to the podcast. We're not saying goodbye to each other yet. But
Yeah.
there's so much that, when I think about it, there's so much that I wanted to say, or I planned on saying for this final episode, but when it came to the moment, I just blanked out because I don't know what else to say. Not because I have nothing else to say, it's because it's bittersweet. And 10 episodes, essentially almost 11 hours, or maybe 20, double the hours it took to get this far. I won't forget my time here.
And you're like,
And if I start something new, then I definitely owe a lot of it to this podcast for helping me get an understanding of all these different platforms and recording formats. The editing I like doing, so it doesn't really matter to me. But something that I noticed, and I hope you are proud of in this podcast, is the way you responded. You don't respond with a lot, or I see. I don't know if you've picked that up.
Well, I guess I started to get used to having actual conversations.
Then you shouldn't leave. Don't leave.
I will. I've made my mind already, so I'm Scorpio, so like when I'm out, I'm just like fully out.
I'm Virgo, so when I'm out, I'm actually still in.
Is it?
No, it's not. I'm just a bit. It's just maybe I'm just indecisive. But once I've made my mind about something that I'm passionate about, I'm not changing my mind. Like the 48 group, I will defend them because I'm loyal. I just need to find. And now my next step is to just find one member and be loyal to one person.
Good luck.
Because there's over 40 people now, and it's hard. But for the last time, would you like to close? Since you had the honor of starting.
Sure. How do I close?
So where can people find you?
So Jason?
So for those of you who don't know, and maybe I don't know if you're still gonna need to know this, but we have a Instagram account with the name Quantum Perspectives. And for myself, if I don't know by the time this episode comes out and you look it up, if I'll be on leave or not, but I am at Jassoto. That is JASSOETO. Well, I almost forgot. I haven't said it for so long, I can't remember. So I'm a professional photographer, mostly dealing with lifestyles and wedding, couples, engagements, portraits. And what about you, Iori? Where can people find you?
So I have a artwork Instagram account, and it's iori.artwork, iori.artwork. So that's the end of our episode.
And podcast.
Yeah.
Any final words for our listeners who made it this far?
I just want to appreciate all of you. I'll send you guys love remotely. Thanks for being patient and listening to our conversation. I'd say monologue for like first few episodes. What about you?
So for me, thank you for those of you who have been more vocal about listening to our podcast, and thank you for being part of our journey, specifically my journey in person, for those of you who have helped me get this far. And thank you for being a huge inspiration to a majority of the stories that are not about me on this podcast that Iori gets to hear about and respond to. And I hope that this podcast not only helps you understand a little bit about where we come from and who we are trying to that makes no sense. Where we come from and where we're trying to head towards in terms of our goals. But I hope that you continue to listen to it, just re-listen to our podcast too. I'm pretty sure the information that is not very time specific can be applicable and a good reminder from time to time. Are we saying bye? Am I saying bye? Are you saying bye or?
I don't want to say, but bye, guys.
Bye.
Girls.
Bye, everyone.
Bye, please.
Until our next project, maybe.
Yeah. See you then.
Bye.
Bye.